talking like we used to do. It was always me and you, shaping up and shipping out. Check me in and check me out. Do you like walking in the rain? When you think of love, do you think of pain? You can tell me what you see, I will choose what I believe. Well, hold on, darling, this body is yours, this body is yours and mine. Well, hold on, my darling, this mess was yours, now your mess is mine. Walking round at 8 a.m. I got 2 hours before my flight. Luck be on my side tonight. You're the reason that I feel so strong, the reason that I'm hanging on. You know you gave me all the time. Well, did I give enough of mine? Hold on, darling, this body is yours, this body is yours and mine. Well, hold on, my darling, this mess was yours, now your mess is mine.
When we were younger, we thought everyone was on our side. Then we grew a little and romanticized the time I saw flowers in your hair. 'Cause it takes a boy to live, it takes a man to pretend he was there. So then we grew a little and knew a lot, and now we demonstrated it to the cops and all the things we said. We were self-assured, 'cause it's a long road to wisdom, but it's a short one to being ignored. Be in my eyes, be in my heart, be in my eyes, I, be in my heart. So now I think that I could love you back, and I hope it's not too late, 'cause you're so attractive and the way you move, I won't close my eyes. 'Cause it takes a man to live, it takes a woman to make him compromise. So be in my eyes, What day is it? And in what month? This clock never seems so alive. I can't keep up, and I can't back down. I've been losing so much time. 'Cause it's you and me, and all other people with nothing to do, nothing to lose. And it's you and me, and all other people. And I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of you. One of the things that I wanna say just aren't coming out right. I'm tripping on words, you got my head spinning. I don't know where to go from here. 'Cause it's you and me, and all other people with nothing to do, nothing to prove. And that's you and me, and all other people. And I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of you. There's something about you now that I can't quite figure out. Everything she does is beautiful. Everything she does is right.
Thank you, everybody. Please be seated. Thanks. Every wedding ceremony does recognise a union that has already taken place in the hearts and in the souls and in the lives of two people. And so it is for Tyra and for James. By now we all know that they are totally committed to one another. However, they believe that their marriage is a wonderful, exciting and quite an important step that they are ready to take. Tyra and James have been an important part of each other's lives for some time. They've been developing their friendship and their love and their trust of one another. So today they will formalise a union that for them does already exist in their hearts. My name is Emma Tomlinson. I am a civil marriage celebrant and I'm delighted to be here today at this beautiful venue to welcome you all and to help Tyra and James get married. Isn't it exciting? After that grand entrance. Tyra and James really wanted their wedding day to be a gathering of people with whom their wedding would mean something to. So to be a gathering of those people who they feel are special and that it would be quite impossible to celebrate today without. They feel incredibly lucky and equally grateful for the unconditional support that they have from a wide circle of family and friends on both sides, and they are so happy to be sharing this day with all of you. James and Tyra would especially like to acknowledge how special their parents are to them, and that their continued love and support is very much appreciated. And so I do ask, who presents Tyra to be married here today to James? Lovely and very well practiced, thank you very much. And who presents James here today to be married to Tyra? Equally as perfect, thank you. It was 4 wee doos for everyone standing towards the back. Now on that note, could I please invite Megan, James's sister, to join me to read to us some beautiful words written by Bob Marley titled He's Not Perfect.
He's not perfect. You aren't either. And the two of you will never be perfect. But if he can make you laugh at least once, causes you to think twice, and if he admits to being human and making mistakes, hold on to him and give him the most that you can. He isn't going to quote poetry. He's not thinking about you every moment, but he will give you a part of him that he knows you can break. Don't hurt him, don't change him, and don't expect more than he can give. Don't analyse. Smile when he makes you happy, yell when he makes you mad, and miss him when he's not there. Love hard when there's love to be had, because perfect guys don't exist. But there's always one guy that is perfect for you.
Now, for the little story, although it's not really a little story, it's a big story, of how Tyra and James came to be. They first met in Egypt, of all places, many years ago in 1992. Both Tyra and James's families were on holidays doing the Nile cruise when Tyra shared her very first kiss with James. From this moment, James and Tyra went their separate ways, keeping in touch over the years via snail mail before computers were actually invented. 4 years later, in 1996, Tyra visited James for a holiday, and then throughout their university years, James and Tyra continued to email when computers were invented. For several years, contact was lost until Tyra decided to immigrate to Melbourne in 2007. And the rest, as they say, is history. It was a number of years later that both Tyra and James's passion of adventures, including hiking, camping, kayaking, skiing, snowboarding, and of course scuba diving, found them experiencing an unlikely proposal underwater. It was a magnificent, sunny Anzac Day 2013, and Tyra and James had planned an early morning dive. Their friend Alex, our best man today, was asked to join Tyra and James, and despite initially refusing the invitation, after James did divulge the plan to him, he joined them on their diving adventure after a night shift. Very well done. Tyra now looks back on this day and wonders how she didn't suspect that something was up. Why on earth was Alex holding James's camera as they got onto the boat to take photos of them catching crayfish? Nevertheless, they jumped into the water and dropped down to 22 metres. Tyra set about to hunt for the crays, which just sounds weird, but anyway, and recalls looking over to see Alex and James together. Assuming they were helping each other with their gear, next minute, James swims over to Tyra and lets out all her buoyancy air, which resulted in her kneeling on the sea floor. And this was the moment that he started to pull something out of his wetsuit. Which also sounds weird. It was some laminated words saying, "Hi babe, just wondering, will you marry me?" There were optional answers on laminated cards. The optional answers were yes, ring attached, or no, I have a boyfriend, or maybe, with a few other words, and I didn't put those words in. Because they were swear words and you can't swear in a ceremony. And there are children here. Then right at the end of the message, after some furious nodding and squealing by Tyra, was the message, "Let's go catch a crayfish." How romantic. To which they promptly did. Well, let's be honest, James did. Tyra was still in complete and utter shock, and for the most part she was quite dazed for the rest of the dive. And yes, James definitely did have a ring with him. In their years of enjoying each other's company, Tyra and James have had many wonderful times together. They clearly love each other, they support each other, and they challenge each other. And in meeting them both, it became quite clear to me that they are two people with much in common. They are driven by their love for one another and their hopes and their dreams for their future together. Now, before Tyra and James do exchange their vows today, could I please invite James's daughter Madison to please join us to read some light-hearted words titled, "I Wanna Be Yours."
I want to be your vacuum cleaner, breathing in your dust. I want to be your Ford Cortina. I will never rust. If you like your coffee hot, let me be your coffee pot. You call the shots. I want to be yours. I want to be your raincoat for those frequent rainy days. I want to be your dream boat when you sail away. Let me be your teddy bear. Take me with you anywhere. I don't care. I want to be yours. I want to be your electric meter. I will not run out. I want to be the electric meter. You'll get cold without. I want to be your setting lotion. Hold your hair in deep devotion. Deep as the deep Atlantic Ocean. That's how deep is my devotion.
Thank you, Madison. Okay, important, serious face for the important, serious part. That's my face, not yours, Tyra. You can keep smiling. I'm duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to the law. So before you, James Alexander Rees, and you, Tyra Market, that was perfect, wasn't it? Are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of all of these lovely witnesses, I am bound to remind you of the solemn and the binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. Okay, Before James and Tyra do exchange their vows today, I'm going to ask them a series of important questions, and James is going to be asked those questions first. James, will you take Tyra to be your wife? Will you love and respect her? Be honest with her and stand by her through whatever may come? That would be it.
I will.
Great. And Tyra, will you take James to be your husband? Will you love and respect him and be honest with him and stand by him through whatever may come?
I will. Maybe.
Tyra and James have chosen their own beautiful and personal vows, which I will now ask them to exchange in our presence. Thanks. I'm going to hand you your card to Tyra,
Yeah.
and I'll just step a few
I think this is a bit too
steps
long.
away. Just nice and close.
I ask the persons here present to witness that I, James Alexander Rees, take you, Tyra Market, to be my lawful wedded wife. I love your wild blue eyes. I love your tenacity. Sometimes it bites. I love it how you swear in 5 languages. I love your back scratches. I love it how you love my crazy adventures. I love it when we were hiking Wilson's Prom and you broke. Putting this in context, you broke at 9:30 p.m. at night after walking all day in the searing heat, lack of water, huge blisters on both feet, and now you're waist deep in seawater. But you still made it, and smiling when we got there at 11 p.m. You drive a 4-wheel drive better than some of the fellas. You walk and walk in freezing and exhausting conditions, but you're still smiling. I love your sense of adventure and doing new things like canyoning. When you fall down, you get back up and usually develop wonderful bruises. I'm envious, they tell good stories. I love you everything. I love your wild blue eyes. I promise to love you, comfort you, encourage you to achieve all your goals, laugh with you and cry with you always, be open and honest with you and cherish you for as long as we both shall live.
Good job. I ask the persons here present to witness that I, Tyra Market, take you, James Alexander Rees, to be my lawful wedded husband. I love the way that sometimes I catch you looking at me and I know that you love me. I love you for being patient with me. Sorry. I love the way you care for me and protect me. I love the way that most nights I have to fight for bed space and the dinner. I love the way you challenge me to do and accomplish things I've never thought of doing. I love you for all your crazy adventures, and the best part is that I get to join you on them. You're my best friend, and I can't wait to begin life's next greatest adventure with you. I promise to love you, comfort you, encourage you to achieve all your goals, laugh with you, cry with you, always be open and honest with you, and cherish you for as long as we both shall live.
Thank you. Well done. Tyra and James, you have exchanged beautiful and very heartfelt vows declaring your love for one another. So I now ask you to exchange rings as a visible sign of this commitment. So I'd like to invite our dashing page boy, Connor, to please present the rings.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Good job.
Well done. You can go sit down now. It's good.
Thank you, Connor. I think you wanted to stay then, but thank you, Connor. Okay, so I'm going to get you to pop your left hand out, Tara. Just hold the ring gently over her finger. Repeat the words after me and then slide the ring on. I give this ring
I give this ring
as my gift to you.
as my gift to you.
Wear it and think of me
Wear it and think of me
and know that I love you.
and know that I love you.
Good then. Are you right?
That's right, and just hold the ring gently over that finger. I give this ring
I give this ring
as my gift to you.
as my gift to you.
Wear it and think of me
Wear it and think of me
and know that I love you.
and know that I love you.
Tyra and James, today you have nearly married, your one true love. And here today, I can only wish for you on behalf of all of your family and your friends, many happy times and dreams to come true for the two of you today and forever. And I would like to read to you a beautiful quote by Kirsten White, titled The Chaos of Stars, chosen by Tyra and James today. They both feel this encapsulates their beautiful love for one another perfectly. I didn't fall in love with you. I walked into love with you, with my eyes wide open, choosing to take every step along the way. I do believe in fate and destiny, but I also believe we are only fated to do the things that we'd choose anyway. And I'd choose you in 100 lifetimes, in 100 worlds. In any version of reality, I'd find you and I'd choose you. So, here in the presence of your family and your friends, you have exchanged vows and rings, and you've declared before all of us that you will live together in marriage. So we all hope you have a long and very happy life together, filled with many more fun adventures. Ladies and gentlemen, on your behalf, and without further ado, I have the very great pleasure in declaring James and Tyra husband and wife. So James, you might like to kiss your beautiful bride. We're now going to sign some very important paperwork for a few moments, and I'd like to invite two very special people up to the signing table to witness these certificates today. Would Tyra and James's dads, Peter Rees and Jochen Market, like to please join us at the table? If everyone else could remain where you are just for a couple of minutes, our band are going to play some tunes, and we'll be back to present the couple officially in just a few minutes. Thanks.
Take a back seat, get tight. Take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. This crazy little thing called love. Gotta be cool, relax. Get on my side. Take a back seat, get tight. Take a long ride on my motorbike. I'm ready. This crazy little thing called love. Well, there goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot and cold fever. Leave me in sweat. Get on my child, take a back seat, get tired. Take a long ride on my motorbike. I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. The crazy little thing called love. The crazy little thing called love. Dark clouds make me I can make it now, the pain is gone. And all of the bad feelings have disappeared.
Okay, everyone, before Tyra and James are announced officially, I will let you all know that that crazy man up on the hill is your photographer for the evening, Ian. And Ian's going to take a big group snap. He's not going hiking. So we just need everybody to gather in a big group immediately after the ceremony and look up to Ian for a nice big group snap. The bride and groom are then going to, well, not so much disappear, but wander out the front for photos with the Ken Worth truck, not the Ken Wood truck that the silly celebrant said yesterday. That was a little bit of a typo. Ladies and gentlemen, now that the register and the marriage certificates are all officially signed, would those that are seated like to please be standing? It is my very great pleasure to formally present to you for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. James and Tyra Reeves.
Get on my track, take a back seat, hitchhike. Take a long ride on my motorbike, crazy little thing come along, crazy little thing come along, crazy little thing go along, crazy little thing go along.
Just for a few more minutes, the formal part of the evening, I guess, the whole wedding thing. The formal part of the reception is about to start, if that's okay. But before that begins, at Tyra's Hens Night, James's sister, she put together a little song that she wrote about her brother. And tonight, the band, the bridesmaids, and Megan are actually going to perform that song for us. So if you could indulge us for a minute, give them a few minutes of your time. This song's pretty cool, I've heard it. It's well worth a listen, so if we could just keep the noise to a dull roar, maybe just a dull roar for a few minutes, the girls would like to do this little thing for James and Tyra's put together. So, boys, all the bridesmaids, if you could come forward, please.
No, I just want to make a little disclaimer. This really was for the Hens Day, and it was not for public consumption. But there you go, James. It's just a little bit of sisterly advice for Tyra. All the ladies, please. All the ladies would come.
Anyone who has the words, if you could help the girls out, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You're all welcome to come forward. James, I'm sorry, I knew about it a week ago. I probably broke 100 man rules by not telling you, but the girls did an unbelievably good job. Get some key speeches for the evening, if that's okay. Once again, we can just keep it to a dull roar while people up the front of you try and have a bit of a chat with you all. First and foremost on the list tonight for speeches is Tyra's dad, Jochen Market. If you could pop down and have a few words, that would be absolutely fantastic. Hey! Look, I've been nice so far, but keep it down to a dull roar, please. Just for a few minutes. Come on, we've got an international guest who's come from a million miles away. I guess that's about how fast South Africa is, so give him a chance, keep the noise down, and let's see what he's got to say. Thank you very much, Jochen.
Dear family and guests, I think everyone should know who I am now. And don't worry, I'm not a preacher. And I just want to say a few words. To be precisely 143. We as parents, when you bring up a daughter, you have always great hopes and expectation, and sometimes you even ask yourself if you make the right decision. But Tyra has exceeded all our expectations and has established a solid position in her life according to her education, and which gives her a rewarding lifestyle. And also found a new family which she loves, and a husband to share her life and future together. And for us, naturally, a son which we never had. Overall, we are very proud of her. A relationship which started, as you heard, on the Nile trip down the Nile, yeah, exactly, 22 years ago, and finished in this day of celebration. Although we are living now a world apart, but our future and happiness is the most important. We wish them both a happy life together forever. On this, I would say, Prost.
Thank you, Jochen. Thank you very, very much. Amazing work. You're next.
Wait your turn.
And next on our list, James's amazing mum, Suzanne, who tried to push him, but it's okay because it's her turn anyway, so no matter how to take, the floor is hers.
I want that to pass without comment. To Charmaine and Jochen, we are forever grateful for your support and your blessing for Tyra to choose her home in Australia. We are very, very grateful, and we thank you very, very much. And you can be assured we will care for her, love and cherish her. Thank you. Well, as well as that, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that came to make this weekend so special, because I know it is a lot of effort for everyone to come from so far away. Even when you're next door in Melbourne, you're still a long way away, and you've had to organise family and friends. I know you have, and book accommodation and so on and so forth. Come from many, many miles. The closest people are probably Melbourne and surrounds. And then we go to Maddie and her family that have come from Bonavista near Warragul today to be with us. And we're grateful for that. My sister and her family that have come from Venus Bay. And I'm moving further and further away, as you can see, from South Africa, Tyra's bridesmaid that came 2 days ago. It just shows you the depth of feeling that people have for the two of you. And we are very thankful, and we're very thankful that you've chosen to stay here with us. Lovely. To Charmaine and Jochen, thank you again. It is very, very nice to have this family relationship, and you will always be welcome in our homes.
Thank you very, very much. Now it's time for the Three Stooges. Led by your bunny Tom. I'm sure they'd rather the Three Musketeers, but reality says the Three Stooges is a little bit closer to the point. So we'll bring the boys down. And Al, as best man, I'll hand you the microphone.
Oh, no, don't do that.
So we don't.
It's all good. To take some of the pressure off this public speaking, I've been listening to the help of Dan and Rocky to help me through this. May I start by saying how wonderful the bride and the bridesmaids look this evening?
And most certainly nailed it. Everyone the three of us idiots who just lied suits and turned up and tried to look as sharp as we possibly could.
At least you showed that, mate.
As you can appreciate, this day takes a lot of preparation, and you can understand the amount of work that Tyra and James put into making it a success for us all to enjoy tonight. I would like to comment on how fantastic Tyra looks, and I would like to congratulate the efforts of the bridesmaids in helping Tyra get here today. There is a lot of work involved, and you've done an exceptional job of getting her here today. Thanks also to the bridesmaids for making the three penguins look exceptionally good as well.
And now some stories about James. As everyone knows, James is an adventurous fella with plenty of work on up his sleeve to organise trips, whether they're all driving, hiking, camping. Bike riding. With a very understanding boss who's with us tonight. Thank you, Mon. One of his more memorable trips was an 8-day hike in the south coast of Tasmania. It was May, it was starting to get cold, but the trip ran in typical Jimmy Clockwork style. There was waist-deep bog holes, mud, and more mud. But on our rest day, typical Jimmy fashion, took his snorkel along with the hope of catching a crayfish and an abalone, which he properly did, a smart ass.
That was a bit ass.
But he did come back looking blue as a smurf. Some other points about the groom. Let me just say his time management is not his strong point. And there is such a thing as gym time.
Yeah, we had it today.
He runs an hour and a half late. His love for scuba diving and crane catching doesn't have to be mentioned anymore. He loves a good spreadsheet. All his trips seem to be organised down to the minute, even though he is always running late. And he's always handy fixing things, even when they should be probably thrown away. Be they rust buckets, smoking patrols, and the like.
Yeah, we're going to jump in next time.
Yeah, engine rebuilds. He has heaps of projects on the go, which a lot have been shelved recently. They include a mini moke, a Land Cruiser, which Tyra wanted to have as a wedding card today, but it wasn't going to happen in this lifetime. The boat. Well, how many times did he actually use that boat?
Oh my God, how many times did we use it? We went out a few times. We stored some stuff in it.
The bike, his mountain bike. It's always broken swing arms, it's always been repaired. And the white whale, which should be retired, I think. As we all know, every couple has differences of opinion every now and again. So let me tell you about a story about Jimmy and Tyra's loving relationship. I've spent a lot of time with these two. We've done a lot of trips together, just the three of us. So I was located 30 metres off the end of Portsea Pier doing a rescue diving course. Thanks, Adam. I was to be rescued by James and Tyra. I was supposed to be unconscious at the bottom of the ocean. The task was to take less than 10 minutes to locate me and bring me back to the surface. I still don't know what transpired, but needless to say, they both surfaced to discuss the situation. To the amusement of everyone on the pier.
30 metres away.
The discussion was clearly audible from the pier. Meanwhile, I was waiting to be heroically rescued. The blame was clearly placed on the faulty compass. Who was navigating?
He said, here we go. Happy wedding night. What's that?
Here we go. So, what does Tyra see in Jimmy? Well, as groomsmen and Tyra and James' friends, we believe this is the case. First up, of course, he's Buddha belly. Every chick loves it. Okay, and he's good head of hair. A guy that can be honestly, a guy that can be a bloke's bloke and make, Bear Grylls look like a pansy. But also a guy can be an absolute romantic and a sweetheart. Yeah, we've seen it. A guy who can keep a woman entertained on a dull weekend. A guy who's got big feet. And we all know what big feet means, right?
Big shoes.
Big socks. That's right. Big socks. And a fella who's easy to find in the crowd. Whether it's due to his stature or he's always wearing high vis, you can always be guaranteed he'll turn up with beer. Except this one's too new. This one doesn't have any holes in it.
That's a reason
Alright, and Alex.
I'd just like to wrap things up by saying Jimmy and Tyra really have found their male and female versions of each other.
That was evident last night.
You want to elaborate on that, Tyra?
Yep.
You want to elaborate on that? No. Can everyone congratulate the new Mr. and Mrs. Reese?
Thanks, boys. That was awesome. Well done. James, don't go too far, because next on the list is yourself and Tyra.
No.
You're up. You're up.
Yeah, I get my say too.
It's fairly brief. Thanks, Adam. What a wonderful day. And how beautiful is this place. And how beautiful all the bridesmaids and my bride. We select this location because it's where we share our exciting hobby of scuba diving. Usually out of Portsea and sometimes on a shore dive just outside here. And when the weather's good, I messed it up. And weather is good, sometimes a shore dive. And there's also on a reef about 10 kilometres out there, there's another place we dive.
Catch crazy.
And catch crayfish. We're absolutely lovely place. We also dearly love dearly value friendship and family. We'd also like to thank everyone for helping us celebrate. Thank you for travelling down here and spending the time with us. We think the friendship, family, the qualities, the calibre, the connections that within all these relationships make up who we are. So we're honoured to have special friends and family like you all.
I just want to have a special mention to people that have flown out all the way from South Africa, my folks, and also Danny, there she is, heads up, and Mark from New Zealand. He's flown in for the week and he's literally breezed in, breezed out. There he is in the back. Thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. To everyone else here tonight, you've made it so memorable. It's been awesome. Thank you very much.
Tyra, no tears. No tears.
I know.
You guys make it.
And I just want to say huge thanks to my parents, Mom, Pop, Basket. Without your love and support, I would be standing here right now. Love you.
Thanks to the All Smiles venue and the staff. This place is absolutely fabulous. We're having a ball today. Thanks to the weatherman. Unbelievable. Thanks to the band. They're going to be fabulous. We've heard a little bit of them so far. Thanks to Alex, Dan, Lockie and their kind words, and Adam for being MC. Thank you very much. Thanks to Mum and Dad, my sister, Connor, Maeve, Yoka and Market for being here and having a great time with us. And to my beautiful wife, you look stunning, and thank you for being so organised, and thank you for organising me today as well.
Now, before you go too far, guys, I believe next in order of proceeding is to cut the cake.
Yes.
So, as you are here now, I might grab you both to do this, and I assume it's a fair photo opportunity for everybody involved. So, we'd like to get some photos here of the memorable event. Let's make it happen. And if I could keep your attention up here just for a couple more seconds, guys. Alan and Trav, my lovely two assistants here, are going to take this cake out of the way, and then I believe Tyra and Jimmy, we have our first dance, please. The bands are going to take over now. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you just before 11 o'clock when the bus leaves. Thank you all very much for your attention. Have a wonderful evening, and over to Jimmy and Tyra.
Sure.
guys.